the new Harry Styles record is a big deal in my household.
Okay, yeah.
My partner, I'm still dating the same lady I've been dating since I lived in LA.
That's awesome.
And she is obsessed with Harry Styles and wants to put me in all of Harry Styles' outfits, and I don't think that I would look as good as Harry Styles.
I think you both, Mom.
We watched the Saturday Night Live with Harry Styles, and she's like, how do I get that cooked for you?
Do you think he got a hair transplant?
Yeah,
There's rumors that he's going bald.
100% he did.
I lose,
and that's fine. We don't judge.
No.
I don't judge. You lost a lot of respect. Why? Because if you're a real idol, you just...
Well, I mean, as a bald man, it's like... I just think it's cowardly. He's already, like, attractive enough.
Do you think he would have done like a lot for the bald community if he kept his baldness going?
Absolutely.
Is Jason Statham the only like positive bald representation that people?
I mean, that's the thing is like he's like the only guy who's like, I mean, him and like Stanley Tucci, I guess, they're like the only like
Tucci.
He's a sex symbol.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that like, and that's not just me saying that. Because I don't see it either.
Yeah.
But I do. I have heard from many people that he is extremely, attractive. But I don't think it's because I don't think a lot of, people really care that much if you're bald or not. But like the representation is always people like Vin Diesel and The Rock, and like that's kind of scary.
Got to get jacked.
Yeah, and I feel like having a, gender fluid, if you can even call him that, guy like Harry Styles on the bald community could do a lot.
Yeah. People say Stanley Tucci's sexy, but my partner is not trying to put me in Stanley Tucci's outfits. She's not like trying to get me a vest or whatever Stanley Tucci wears. I'm very mad at Stanley Tucci, and
why?
Maybe he'll be a guest on this show. I like him as an actor a lot. Oh boy, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole this early in the episode, but it really stresses me out. So Anthony Bourdain passed away, and then like Anthony Bourdain was a chef and a writer, and he came up and became Anthony Bourdain, and now like so much of the entertainment jobs, which are reflected in like every industry.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Stanley Tucci, who's already famous at acting, now he's going to be he's trying to be the new Anthony Bourdain.
He's the new.
Selena Gomez is like, well, I'm great at singing and great at acting, but now I have to do my food show as well.
The worst is the guy who made Everybody Loves Raymond. That guy.
Oh, Phil?
Somebody feed. That guy shouldn't be on TV.
He made TV. He's rich.
I get it.
Where's the next up and comer? Where's the actual next Anthony Bourdain going to come through if all of the guys at the top are already clogging up all the holes where Anthony Bourdain came through?
I don't think we need another one. We got the people who review food in their cars. Like you don't need. That job doesn't exist anymore.
Who's your favorite fast food review guy?
I mean, I love Peep This Out.
Okay,
but that's like the only one I know.
Is he still doing it?
Yeah, he's still going somehow.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff I could say about him. He's a very nice guy. My partner at the time got me a birthday. He sent like a birthday video message to me.
Was it through Cameo?
No, it was just a text message. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa. Okay.
And he's a very, very nice guy. You should have him on this podcast.
I would love to have you on this podcast.
Yeah.
Peep, if you're listening.
We can reach out. We should reach out.
Peep,
reach out. I'm sure he would love it. I don't know what's going on in his life, but I would say he's probably available.
Okay. Adam, are you familiar with Peep This?
Yes.
Okay. It's this genre of guys that review fast food in their cars. Like,
yeah.
A podcast. We had John Cullen from Block Party on our show, and Block Party.
They love Peep This.
They love Peep.
That's how I heard about it.
Yeah, they love Joey World Tour.
Joey's World Tour. Yes.
Who is no longer with us in the sense of that he's not reviewing fast food. So I don't know if his heart exploded eating a Big Mac or whatever, but he doesn't do the videos anymore.
That's so crazy. I'm not kept up with them, and my heart skipped a beat when he says no longer with us anymore. Not that I would be surprised.
Should Stanley Tucci be reviewing Big Macs in his car?
Yeah, he gained 200 pounds. We'll see how much of a sex symbol he is then.
That will actually happen.
You think?
Yeah, because traditional media is done, and they're going to just see oh, well, it'll be Vin Diesel or something. Like somebody who's like really trying to hold on to fame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think that Vin Diesel will get a hair transplant first or review Big Mac in his car first?
A hair transplant.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he would review the Big Mac in his car first. I mean, he's a car guy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about him is he has a rap song with Arthur Russell,
Okay, wow.
or at least a demo of one.
Okay.
He was like in that scene when he was younger.
All right. I'm going to confess I don't know who Arthur Russell is.
Do you know who Arthur Russell is?
Vaguely.
Wow, that's wild. Well, that was a big hit here. I mean, he was like, he played the cello. He was like kind of in like the alternative, like underground music art scene in New York in like the 80s, early 90s. There's a movie about him.
Okay.
The World of Arthur Russell or something. I'm thinking of a different.
No, I think that's right.
Something like that. Yeah, it's really good. You should check that out. He's a very, very, very amazing musician. And if you need to learn who he is and then go back and edit yourselves in being a lot more surprised that Vin Diesel did a song with him.
Wow, Arthur Russell, you don't say.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Well, this is a good time to introduce the podcast.
Gingerbread Man Down, Clean Up on Aisle Podcast.
You're listening to Clean Up on Aisle Podcast, the dirty truth about grocery stores. I'm your host, Jef Harmatz, along with your other host, Adam Fligsten. Hello, Adam.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
I am doing just great. And we are joined today by our good friend. We didn't ask how you want to describe yourself. I know you as a comedy guy, but
Writer.
Right, you're a writer now. You're in the world of video game.
Video game writer, yes.
Julian Shine.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Just to clear the air, I'm wearing sunglasses because somehow I was so worried about my appearance on this video podcast that God humbled me by giving me an eye infection in possibly both eyes, like 2 days before this recording. So
I've got a lot to ask you about on that specific thing. I guess, first of all, we were talking about like hair plugs just a minute ago, and like, this is my, like, I know you from Highland Park TV in Los Angeles, a video collective that, I don't know, when did it start? 2016?
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost to the month.
And I think y'all were there before me, but I would say we were like I came in pretty early on, as in like the first person there.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't going. It had only been going for like a couple weeks before I joined. And
Yeah.
or like right at you guys were right after.
We were there.
But, and I do radio now, and I know that we're doing a video podcast, and I know everybody, Adam, you're doing like conferences and lectures, and Julian, you're doing a lot of like writing and things like that and appearing on podcasts like this. And are y'all getting any body dysmorphia, any voice dysmorphia by being on camera a lot? Like, when people are talking, like when we're making fun of celebrities for getting hair plugs and stuff, or not making fun of, but mentioning or whatever, like the camera adds 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And like, I have certainly adjusted the way that I speak being on the radio. I've like, when you hear yourself, I'm like, oh, I sound terrible. How do I fix this problem? And you can kind of see where people would get into that weird track of like, oh, I've got to like fix my cheekbones. And I think it's like hugely exaggerated when you see yourself on a giant movie screen in front, you know, a room full of people. I think like you'll start to take it down a weird path right away.
No, well, I mean, especially if you get like successful and are like known for your looks at a certain time in your life, everybody changes. And like, even if you don't necessarily look bad or whatever, it's like, I think people are afraid of like recognizing their own mortality or anything.
I mean, Mickey Rourke is a guy who was kind of like a dreamboat in the 80s, and like he's really just going to town, and he's pretty open about it. He's like, I want to look the way I want to look. But I think
That's what he wanted to look like?
I think so, yeah.
Is how he looks now? See, that's the thing that confuses me. I know knock against people who, like, you know, don't like something about themselves and they want to fix it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you should feel comfortable in how you view yourself. But, like, You seen Jim Carrey lately?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Like
his
I'm just like you
plastic
see,
surgery is so bad that people don't believe it. It's actually people think he's pulling a prank on like, and that is the now meme is like, yeah, of course that wouldn't be how he would actually look. That couldn't be, but no, that is how he looks.
I mean, his face was so elastic for so long. Probably started drooping.
Well, did he shave off all like the green fur and stuff? Yeah, I remember him looking like a green guy with fur.
That was a total dye job.
Okay.
To hide his
Well, he wore a green mask and then he put the fur on top.
yeah.
Well,
So I mean, that's the thing that it confuses me is when it's like you see people who get like a lot of work done, and then you like does Jim Carrey look at himself in the mirror now and be like, I look better than I looked before I did this?
I think you can nitpick yourself to death, especially when it's Jim Carrey's giant head on Liar Liar and it's 30 feet tall. Then you're gonna say, oh, look at my like slight jowls that nobody else looks like. I think that
Everybody just starts to look the same when they get all that work done, and you're just like, what? That's what you wanted to look like the cat ladies in like Beverly Hills or whatever. And it's like, who is asking you to do this? Well, other than society.
The reason that I bring this up, I guess, this is a very dark and roundabout way of saying, you told me you had an eye infection, and I would not have noticed it if you didn't say anything. And now that you said, oh, I've got an eye infection, I'm like, well, yeah, Julian's eye looks a little weird now, actually.
Yeah, well,
Would never have noticed it, but now that he pointed it out, I'm like, oh boy.
yeah. I mean, the thing is people who don't know what my eyes normally look like.
Okay.
Just beautiful blue jewels on my face.
You can get lost in that.
Yeah, are gonna think that I have fucking. It's like nothing. You're right. It is nothing. No one would notice except for the fact that I brought it up. But I noticed it today, and it was a lot worse this morning. I was in urgent care this morning.
Wow.
Trying to get the hookup. Yeah.
So
And they gave me some antibiotics and sent me on my way to the Yucca Valley.
yeah,
Is that what you would call them?
we're in Joshua Tree.
Joshua
right
Tree
now.
is different.
Yeah,
than-
different
okay.
area. Same area, but different, community or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've got to ask, and I'm going to fill Adam in on this. While Adam was setting up the cameras for the podcast so that everyone could look at Julian's weird eye, we went to the convenience store down the parking lot,
Yeah,
and you bought new sunglasses?
I did.
Is that the sunglasses you're wearing right now?
Yeah, they are.
You just bought the sunglasses.
Yeah.
What was wrong with the old sunglasses that you
You were in the other room, and I tried both of them on. I asked Adam which ones looked better, and I felt like these were less threatening looking than the other ones.
Yeah, the other ones look. They have they're not bad, but they've got a little bit of ice.
There's an intensity to
Yeah, there's an intensity.
Yeah.
There's
not
punish.
icy, cool glaze, but
No, like I look kind of like a undercover operative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, you look great. And
Thank you.
we're before.
Likewise.
Oh,
by
thank-
the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a few years since I've seen you. Adam, you guys have seen each other more recently, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I also had the pleasure of going to a convenience store with you. We're here to talk about grocery stores.
Yeah.
I got to watch you shop, and not to spoil what we're getting into in the episode, but I've seen you shop before. But I got to catch up with you as a shopper here in 2026.
Yeah. Can I show what I got?
Yeah, let's do a drink.
Yerba mate.
Raise it up. Raise it up. There you go.
I got a yerba mate. This is not an official endorsement, but yeah, I quit drinking recently, and all kinds of stuff that is not great for your body. But I've been upping the caffeine like a real sober person. So yeah, this is good. I'm giving this a shot. Yerba mate unsweetened with lemon. Very good. 5 calories.
There you go.
If you're into that kind of thing.
Can I break down my
Sugars.
experience with you shopping?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would like to know what was going through your head.
All right, you have a very severe eye infection, and you tried on all the sunglasses in the place.
Yeah.
So woe to the next person that tries on the sunglasses. And then
It's not contagious, and but I will say the doctor did not know what was going on.
Okay.
So we're giving it a shot. He was like, it looks like it's not like, he was like, it doesn't look like it's infected, but it looks like you're starting to get a sty, but it's also like all around your eye. so let's just try some antibiotics. And then he was like, and if that doesn't work, come back. And so I was like, and it was like done in like less than 5 minutes. So I was like, oh, he doesn't know what is wrong with me. Anyways. Yeah.
But no, you wanted something non-alcoholic to drink. Like I brought a few beers. I usually try to bring a few seltzers, but we're low on seltzers at the house. And you wanted something non-alcoholic to drink, so we popped over to the local convenience store, and you went through the energy drinks and then settled. I recommended one. I'm currently drinking a Ghost Energy Electric Limeade.
Yeah.
Absolutely psychotic thing for anybody to drink. And you put the Red Bulls back and you kind of perused the yerba mate section.
Yeah. I've been drinking a lot of sugar-free Red Bulls lately, like one a day. And it's just, I think it's starting to, I usually like the taste of it, but too much of something can make you resentful.
Mm-hmm. That's an intense flavor too.
It is.
Not
It's a
like
very unique flavor.
Yeah.
It's like battery acid, but it's like good battery acid. Makes me want to crack open a battery. I mean, that's energy right there. Like oysters or get oyster or something. Suck it out. But it is, or crab leg, I should say. But yeah, I wanted something a little easier on the stomach, I guess, because I feel like every time I drink a Red Bull, I lose a little bit of like intestinal lining.
It's like a hot dog or a cigarette. It takes 10 minutes off of your life every time.
Yeah. Not like I was going to use those at the end anyways. That's the thing. They're like, oh, that'll take a year off your life. It's like, oh, cool. I all that stuff I was going to do when I was 98 years old.
Adam, what are you drinking today?
You brought this. It's very good. It's an Almanac Sparkling Sour Nova Plum flavored beer.
All right.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of sour beers lately, and Almanac is a really good, I think they're out of San Diego, brewing company, but they do really nice work. And I saw this at the local convenience store, so I picked it up.
Plum is a mad underrated flavor.
Are you a prune guy?
I can't
I love prunes.
think of any artificial plum that I have had. I mean, this is great, but I can't think of anything else that I've ever had.
I guess I think I really like the like dried plums
Okay.
that you get in like Asian market.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are.
Hispanic market.
Yeah.
Just so many. Plum is just not outside of the prune, the humble prune. It's not like a very ubiquitous fruit or flavor in American culture.
That's why it's such a treat to have these beers.
Yeah, I gotta like be careful because like on my podcast, I'm always like burping and breathing heavily into the microphones.
We should say you're a podcaster as well. You do.
Oh, you'll study. Yeah. We do Boys Bible Study, Highland Park TV. Check that stuff out.
What's
A
the?
lot of people involved in that stuff. Very talented people.
I listen to the podcast. I don't listen to every episode because you guys watch a lot of movies that I would find insufferable.
Oh yeah.
Adam, I don't know where you are keeping up with the Boys Bible Study playlist, movie-wise.
I'm not caught up. I've listened to a bunch of episodes.
Do you watch the movies though?
No.
I have to watch.
We should say. Describe it for us.
Yeah. So we watch a lot of pretty, ranging from very DIY to relatively big budget Christian themed movies. Some overtly Christian. A lot of faith-based films, and we give I would say a secular take on them without trying to be just like, amazing atheist about it or whatever.
He Gervaising anybody.
Yeah. I like to think that we do our fair share of making fun of other people's creative endeavors, which, I welcome anybody listening to this to just do that to me, because if you can dish it out, you got to take it. But there's a lot of like really, commendable filmmaking efforts out there. I think it's just like it is in itself a miracle that anybody is able to make a movie. And I think we do our fair share of like recognizing that on the podcast.
I think I don't want to sum up your podcast, but I think one of the things that you guys talk about a lot is that Christian filmmaking is like a big funnel for like kind of outsider art.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can be an outsider and make a faith-based film that will get, bumped up pretty hard in like the faith-based distribution network. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. It's really remarkable. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of complete dog shit that we watch. I would say about 99% of it. But it's still fun. I mean, my co-host and friend Scott, he was. Should I take that again?
Sorry, take it again. Your friend and filmmaker Scott, and also leave that in. Yes,
my friend and co-host Scott said a long time ago to me, like just because like if you watch a movie and you're like, that's a bad movie, but I like it, like, but I had a good time, like, then it's a good movie. And that's like kind of how our like viewing goes. Like a lot of these horrible movies are just so hypnotic and like intriguing to watch that, I get more enjoyment out of that than I would watching like a Marvel movie or whatever, some like major motion picture.
I don't watch all the movies that y'all talk about on Boys Bible Study, but I was too intrigued not to end it was very accessible as well. Like I don't have, is it Christian Flicks or
Pure Flicks?
Pure Flicks, I don't know, Pure Flicks. But it was super accessible, and I said it sounds too strange not to watch. I watched like the Jehovah's Witness teen movie that you did maybe 6 months ago, a year ago. But
I can't remember.
And again, no shout out to all the Jehovah's Witnesses out there. No shame to the Jehovah's Witnesses. But it felt like the most like pod person movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was just like very dogmatic and very rigid in like how it was constructed and how people said stuff. Like, but I found it hypnotic and like it put me into a trance, and I think I like fell asleep to it a few nights in a row. And now I am a Jehovah's Witness now. I've been announcing that.
It worked.
Yeah, I've been converted.
Yeah, you got to be careful watching some of this stuff because it works. The JW movies are maybe not the most captivating to watch. But I mean, you saw it, and it's like it as a work of creative whatever. It is really fascinating to find out that this stuff exists and sit through it and wonder who the fuck watches this. Like, who is this for? How did it get made? Why was it made?
I mean, I have to assume some of that stuff is like we put it on in the classroom during like religious high school. Like I go to Yale, I was with this high school, and like. It's raining, we can't go to recess, or, the substitute teacher's in and we left a movie for us to watch.
But also there's a certain amount, let's say 0.05% of Americans who only watch Christian movies, and they only go to the Christian store, and they got to watch a new movie, and hey, this one kind of looks like Twilight. Let me get that for my kids.
I think they're like you're trying to catch a whale like they do in Vegas. At the casino, they just want one really rich guy to see this movie and be like, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I'm giving all of my money to the ministry. And that like gets rid of all the losses you've had on your 25 other films that are watched by like classrooms of kids.
I don't know if the last time you guys have driven into San Francisco, but when you drive into San Francisco, there's all these billboards for these super obscure like AI or like data center, or like these things that literally only 5 people on Earth could ever make the decision to hire this company.
Yeah,
but they're trying to get that one guy,
that one billionaire who's like driving his own car, stuck in traffic, looking at the billboards, being like, yeah, I do need dynamic solutions to handle my HR. I think that every time I go to San Francisco, I'm like, who the fuck is stuck in traffic? And that's how they're like, fuck, I forgot to have a presentation ready for my boss on what the next like hiring company we're supposed to use is.
Yeah.
There it is.
As Tiger Woods looking up from his phone while he's driving.
That's what he saw.
Yeah, it's high resolution. We're recording this the week after Tiger Woods gotten that DUI.
Yeah.
To clarify that.
Those pictures of him in the back of the cop car are really funny.
He's the most iconic car wreck guy of our lifetime, I'd say. Like, I mean,
Hell of a driver. He always has been.
outpacing Billy Joel for our generation. It's these Tiger Woods, steer clear.
Yeah. Yeah, get out of the way.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, he said he was on the phone with Trump
Wait,
when he was driving. Wait, what
How
did
do
he
you
say?
envision his first phone call, like, oh, I just flipped my car. I got to call President Donald J. Trump.
Is that he really claimed that?
He's dating his daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Or his ex-daughter.
I think so.
One of the Trumps.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Very normal thing he's super normal guy type.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if I was that close to the president of the United States, that would probably be the first person I would call, no matter what I was doing.
Not your wife.
Well, he's not married.
Sorry, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would call her dad.
Not the lawyer.
Help.
The president.
Yeah. Well, if the police are rolling up on me, I got to have the president on the phone right now.
Excuse me, do you know what I'm talking to? I'm talking to the president
Yeah.
of the United States.
Man, that's crazy.
I guess it's like a Michael Jordan thing. You spend your whole life being the best, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, you got nothing, and you just gotta get drunk and hang out with weird Republican daughters.
Yeah.
Does Michael Jordan date a Republican dog?
No, but he definitely drinks.
If he did, he would be the best at it.
I don't know anything about basketball, but I did watch the Michael Jordan documentary with my partner, and we really enjoyed it. She thought it was cute, and we thought it was fun.
Yeah. It's a fun doc.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that is the who is it? The guy who like broke up the team or whatever because it was going to be too much money. With Jerry Reisendorf, or maybe it was a different guy. But he's like dead now, and they just spend the whole documentary talking so much shit about him, being like it was every single person is like everything was perfect. It was just this one dead guy who decided that it had to break up. Like the man can't defend himself.
No, that's why you want to dunk on the dead.
Yeah.
Dunk, all puns intended, of course, yes.
Yeah, and I just read Sacred Hoops by Phil Jackson, where he writes about his merging of Zen Buddhism and like Native American philosophy and stuff into his like coaching.
That sounds very funny to me. Is
It was a fun read.
Okay.
It was a fun read. But you know what? The guy made some good points. But even in that book, he brought up this guy, Jerry Krause, I think it was. And he's like, this fucking guy was always trying to fuck with our stuff. And I'm like, man, everybody really hated this guy. Am I allowed to swear on this podcast?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Not to derail into basketball, but the new version of that is Nico. Who
Oh, yeah. But they got him out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like the worst trade in NBA history.
Yeah.
It's just pretty remarkable that you can do that. I would be proud of myself. If you did the worst trade ever.
history and every
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a Nico defender.
I don't know. I don't know who Nico is. I mean, I know the Velvet Underground and Nico, but I assume it's a different Nico, right?
Yes.
Yeah, who's like what would you say you're really into?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nihilist. What can they say?
Yeah.
Comic books.
Okay. Imagine if now this is something I know nothing about.
Do the Avengers. You could
Yeah, imagine if they traded this is hard. Imagine if they traded who's in the Avengers? Imagine if they traded Iron Man. Iron Man's not a good one for Luca because Luca's kind of a Thor. Yeah. They traded Thor for I don't know.
Iron Fist.
Who's like a fucking
It's like Cable.
People like Cable.
I know that's the point.
Oh, people like Cable. Okay.
Yeah. People like, but he's also old as fuck and is not really the thing.
He's constantly injured. He's a shell of his former self. You got Thor, the face of the franchise.
And what teams?
Straight off a finals appearance.
The Lakers and the Mavericks.
This was like 2 years ago also.
Well, ever since Mark Cuban sold the Mavericks, they don't know what they're doing. They need the guidance of a billionaire to
No,
know.
straight up.
Yeah,
They that was the first thing they did after they sold him was did the worst trade in NBA history.
Don't want to give to look. I've seen most episodes of Shark Tank. I've fallen off in the last year, but I'm a guy that's cried in a Shark Tank episode for sure.
Whoa.
and Shark Tank.
Heaven.
What?
What happens?
Do you want me to tell you? It's
No,
sad.
no. Not if it's actually. So, it's gonna be like a kid with leukemia came up with like a fucking book strap.
Not crying over a kid with leukemia.
Okay.
A lady started a dog food company to honor her dog that died. And when anybody talks about a dog that dies on Shark Tank, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
The Shark Tank, not to derail the conversation. The Shark Tank
No,
guys
that's-
having an up and up. Mr. Wonderful
Yeah.
is in Marty Supreme.
Yep.
I didn't see it.
Either.
Me neither.
Here he's good. Here he gets they didn't get Oscar Gold this year, but maybe next year.
For the same movie, or do they do that?
Our award.
We're like allowed to be eligible for the yeah.
I saw the new Nate Bargatze movie trailer, and that hinges on Shark Tank. Like most of the trailer is like Nate Bargatze fucking up on Shark Tank.
Interesting.
Yes. I don't like Shark Tank, but I watch it.
I love Shark Tank.
Do you?
I mean,
It's fun.
It's good entertainment. It's the perfect. I'm at a hotel and I'm brain dead.
Yeah.
I want to turn something on. TV show.
We all hate all of them except for. I mean, is this the part of the show where I really go dig into the sharks?
Go into all the sharks.
Well, Barbara's the worst. I hate Barbara the most. I mean, Mr. Wonderful has some allegations that I think he's been cleared of, but maybe was allegedly involved with some, a boating incident. I think he's been cleared of charges.
What, like Natalie Wood?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Y'all can look that one up.
Okay, well, yeah.
Definitely, I think maybe the white.
We don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to get in any trouble. You could look that one up. But when we lived in New York, Adam, it felt like everything that was cool that got demolished to be turned into condos had Corcoran on the sign.
Oh, Barb, that's who she is?
Yeah, she's a real estate director. And I just remember anything in Williamsburg and Bushwick and Greenpoint. Oh, that used to be like a cool restaurant, and that used to be a bar.
I never made that connection.
Now it's a big fence thing. It's a hole in the ground, and they're turning it into high-rise condos, and Barbara Corcoran's got her name on that shit. So fuck Barbara Corcoran forever.
Okay.
Yes. So I just there's none of the sharks as good except for Laurie and maybe Damon. I don't know enough about Damon. I like Laurie.
I like Cubes. Same fellow Hoosier.
Okay.
Yeah, Laurie's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She feels self-made. She's the queen of QVC. I think that's neat to be. I would like to be the queen of QVC one day. Maybe the princess of QVC. Who's y'all's favorite shark? If you have to pick or most hated shark?
I don't know any. I really don't know any of them, but I would say Cubes is my favorite because he's a big Indiana University booster.
Really?
So I gotta give credit where credit's due. He's a good man. That's my alma mater.
I mean, I guess he would probably be my favorite, but I hate them all, and I watch it derisively. But if it's still entertained, but I hate them all.
Well, speaking of your alma mater,
Yeah,
you grew up in Indiana, is that right?
that's true. Yeah, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
All right. And what was the grocery store scene in Fort Wayne, Indiana like?
You know, that's really funny because we had. Do you know what Scott's is?
No.
Scott's eventually got bought by Kroger, and we had a Scott's, which is just like a big supermarket, and it's like what I picture in my head as like a grocery store when I think of a grocery store, and I just really can't describe it other than it was just aisles of food, and I don't know, it was just Scott's. And then there was across the little kind of highway right there, they built a Kroger. And I remember Scott's had been there my entire life up until I was 12 years old. And then they built the Kroger, which was this is the futuristic Scott's. But never went to Kroger because you go to Scott's, it's 30 seconds closer. But then Kroger bought the Scott's, and there were two Krogers across the street from each other. And now I don't even know what the Kroger is, the original Kroger is. I think it got torn down. But now the Scott's that became the Kroger is it's almost like a Walmart. Yeah, so that was my experience with grocery stores. We also had something called Hastings. That might have been a very local chain, and that had sort of attached to it was a rental store where you could get movies and video games. And I remember renting my first NES games there, which is
What game? Give us a game.
I think I remember having Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, but I was like so young.
I mean,
didn't know how to play
it's
that.
good in that you are a ninja and you fight guys, but it's hard and in a way that's not very fun.
Yes,
I
understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had an older brother who's had the NES, so I was kind of tagging along.
Was the rental situation actually inside, or was it like a separate? You said it was attached, so I'm assuming it was not like actually in the store.
I think it was. There was one that was right next door, and then I think at a certain point there was like you could go through the store into that one, and then they had a similar situation to that at the Scotts, but they only did movies, and that was like kind of just like almost like a Blockbuster, but for this grocery.
Were you able to get R-rated movies or whatever dangerous movies?
Like go in and get one and rent it, or just ask my parents?
Either.
Oh, my parents had no.
They didn't give a.
They didn't give a shit.
Okay.
I think they kind of encouraged it. My brother really liked like horror movies.
So you'd watch
when you were a
like
kid.
Alien and Hellraiser and stuff like that.
I remember watching the Tom Savini remake of Night of the Living Dead when I was in kindergarten. Going to school the next day and telling the like music teacher that I watched it, and she was like, "You're in trouble for watching that." And I was like, as a little kid, I was like, why is she mad at me? My parents didn't care that I watched. She was like, I'm going to call your parents and tell them. And I was like, they were the ones who rented the movie.
We'll probably do an episode about video stores in grocery stores down the line, but like we had one of those growing up. I think it got rid of it by the time I would have even been interested in like older people movies and your Hellraisers and stuff. I was the oldest, so I didn't have an older sibling getting the nasty freak shit and bringing it in.
Yeah.
But what a weird concept, especially for a guy like Adam, who you go to the grocery store once a week, if that, and I'm going to rent the movie and it's due back in 2 days, so I have to go back to the place I do not want to go back to in 2 or 3 days to return the shit.
I mean, that in general stressed me out about renting movies. Just a 2-day thing.
Dude, I remember when Blockbuster changed it to 3 to 5 days, and it felt like you were like owning a movie. You had it for 5 days.
And so did you go to the grocery store a lot with your parents?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I have a lot of memories of going on like errands with my mom to the grocery store. I remember a kid, I have a very distinct memory of a kid in front of me, like belonging to another family at the grocery store, and he just threw up on the ground in front of me.
Cool.
And I was just like, what the fuck? It was just one of those childhood memories where you're just like, that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life.
Did they get the sawdust out or whatever?
The thing is, nobody like saw it happen, and so we just kind of had to like walk around it.
Imagine, okay, you're walking. This is a grocery store. You're picking up like a jar of pickles, and you slip in a child's.
This is in the checkout line too. This is in the checkout line. A lot of memories, early childhood memories, are like going to the store, and I mean, I literally just remembered that video rental thing right now. And they had clear plastic cases around them with like their own little like printed out thing.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
Did you play with like the, gumball machines or whatever, the machines in the front?
Oh, yeah. They had, I think it was like a little plastic, like hard plastic taxi cab thing you could get in and like right around. Or maybe it was like one of those hard horse things.
Yeah.
Something like that. But they had that in front of the store. I remember that, and I remember, I feel like I'm in a therapy session right now.
Good. That's the whole point of this thing.
Yeah. But I the first time I ever got in like trouble was when I stole a pack of fruit stripe, the zebra stripe.
That was
gum.
Good stuff. It only lasted for 10 seconds, but it was a good 10 seconds.
And I took it. And I knew my mom wasn't going to buy it for me, so I just took it. And then when I got in the car, I just immediately took it out and started chewing the gum.
Whoops.
And my mom was like, where did you get that? And I was like, I don't know. And then she like made me go back and fucking was pissed off and took me in there. And I had to apologize. And I remember the cashier being like, she was like, we're returning this. He took it off the shelf or whatever. And the cashier being like some person, it was just like, okay.
I can't, like, I'm working as a cashier at a store and like some fucking 8-year-old, his mom is, apologize to this.
I had to apologize.
They don't care.
And they were like, yeah, I was like so confused. This person doesn't care.
Right. Yeah. Why are you roping me into this
Yeah, exactly.
drama that you have? Yeah.
I've like you though you saying that now makes me think like that must have been so bizarre for the person. I mean, it was like, early 90s. That was just the way things were.
I mean, I guess when you're a kid, you think everybody that's over 18 is like a middle-aged person, but was it like
Yeah.
a 19-year-old you were apologizing to?
I can't even remember. It could have, they could have been 12 or 50. But it's all the same when you're that age.
Do you know what they do to kids who steal a fruit stripe?
What?
They put them in prison and make them wear the prison clothes that have the fruit. It's multicolored stripes instead of the black and white stripes.
That doesn't sound as
Yes, he didn't steal Bubblicious. He stole fucking fish.
Let the punishment fit the crime, is what I say.
And your sentence is 10 seconds.
Yeah. 10 seconds in candy jail.
So you went to school, you went to college in Indiana too, right?
I did, yeah, Bloomington, Indiana, which, well, we can get into this when we get into
Oh yeah, I know that there's some Bloomington news with Whole Foods 365, which
I read the same Wikipedia article.
Yes.
Yeah.
When did you come to California? After you graduated college?
Yeah, about 14 years ago at this point. I was there was a gap year in between there, but yeah, I moved to LA in 2012 and I've been there ever since.
And so if you're going to Kroger's in Indiana, like you're probably pretty familiar with big grocery stores, but like how did California grocery stores compare to what you were familiar with?
I had to learn the difference between a Vons and a John's.
A lot of new LA people are finding that out.
Yeah.
So a Vons it's a Safeway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty standard grocery store. I don't know if maybe we'll top this out. There's some Vons news left.
I was telling telling Julian about it.
I heard about it.
I don't know if we want to get too deep into that right now.
Let's keep the politics out of this.
No. But how would you describe a John's, Julian?
I've never been in it.
I love a John's. I am a defender of John's.
Me too. I fuck with John's. I honestly, these days, I'd rather go to the John's than the Vons.
I've never been in a John's. I like the logo. It looks exactly like Vons with a J, and it's got like a little orange slice on it. What is that?
Okay, so
Is it
John's.
a pizza slice or what?
I don't know what. Maybe it's an orange.
Fresh fruit. It's like when you get the sandwich and it comes with a little orange and a little parsley on the side, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? They got it in their logo.
I always ruin my appetite on the parsley. Yeah.
So John's feels kind of. I mean, it's a small chain, but it feels sort of like a neighborhood kind of grocery store.
Yeah.
And they really do care about like the demographics of the area that they're in. So like the one in Koreatown is like basically just a Korean market, and the one like there's like a more Hispanic neighborhood that fits its demographic, and there's a Polish one.
What?
In like maybe it's like little. There's a I'm blanking. There's a like sort of a Russian part of LA. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
like in
Not
Polish.
Yeah, not Polish, Russian.
I've been to some caviar.
Yeah.
Big caviar head, and she takes us to the Russian.
So the jar
Armenian.
there has a bunch of Eastern European
Wow.
beers and stuff.
I had no idea that John's is awesome.
You should check out a John's.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta go to John's. I've been going to Trader Joe's a lot because that's the closest thing to me, and I shop only for myself, so it's like I don't need to be buying big stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you get at Trader Joe's? Like frozen Indian food and stuff like that?
No, I get like produce and stuff. Like I'm a very simple grocery shopper because I kind of cook the same things at home because I like to go out to restaurants a lot, and I'm like, I don't need to. I want to eat. I don't want to cook. But I heard on your episode with our dear friend Sean McComber, you guys referred to Trader Joe's as the snack store or whatever. And it's
We did.
so much more than that. I thought that was really dismissive of Trader Joe's.
The other derisive thing that I think we've said is that it's TV dinners for adults.
No, yeah, okay, maybe the way you shop. But I buy canned stuff there, and they're things that I would go to any grocery store for. And they do have really good snacks.
Yes, they do.
They do.
So
Or
and they
TV
had it.
dinners for? You said TV dinners for adults. Are they specifically? I've heard of Hungry Man. I've heard kids are lean
Well,
cuisine.
there's kid cuisine,
Yeah.
but fair point. But they're elevated TV dinners. If you get that like Indian plate or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. It's just marketed better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Trader Joe's is like 5 minutes from me, and I don't want to. If I could, like, if there was like the worst grocery store in the world, and it was like I could walk to it, I would just go there.
Right.
Because I just don't like to think about it that much.
That's a really nice segue into our topic. But before we get to the worst grocery store that you can walk to, but before we do that, how often are you going to the grocery store, Julian?
I go like probably once every week and a half.
Oh, so you're doing like Trader Joe's and just stocking the hell up at
Yeah.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot more like cook something simple that I can make a lot of and then kind of eat it over like a couple days. I've been a lot more health conscious lately.
Okay, what's the last thing you made that will last you a few days?
You know what I made recently? I saw this guy on YouTube make it peas and pasta. You ever had this?
No.
It's like apparently this is the way he like does his videos is just like, I forget his name. I think it's like Giovanni or something.
Stanley Tucci telling you to beat it.
No, he I did watch this movie Big Night that Sean Muscles also recommended. That is Stanley Tucci and Tony Shalhoub running an Italian restaurant.
It's a good ass movie.
It's really good, and I think that's where his like thing of being like a chef comes from.
He played a chef one time in a movie.
Yeah.
Now he makes the worst Negroni in the world, and everybody thinks he's a genius.
Well, he's an actor. He's acting like a chef. No, what was the question? What did I make? Oh, peas and pasta. Yeah, apparently that's like what people in Italy like make. What
is it?
It's literally just like peas and pasta.
How do you make that good? Because that doesn't sound good.
It just is. When you cook the peas, I mean, you throw a shitload of fucking like
Garlic powder?
shredded cheese on it. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like what people make apparently in Italy. It's like a thing. If you're just like, I got some shit in the cupboard, I'm gonna like throw together and like.
Let's give it a try.
Well, not shredded cheese. Grated. I grate my own cheese. Yeah.
Hand by grated cheese.
Yeah.
It's got sawdust on it,
Really?
like the floor that the kid puked on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's why it tastes so familiar. Yeah. No, you grate a little pecorino romano, and you're good to go.
I do. So we don't have a Trader Joe's anywhere near where Adam and I are here in Joshua Tree. You go down 40 minutes to get to the closest one. They do have they really have a nice cheese section at Trader Joe's.
Yes.
I really have to give it up to them. We can dunk on Trader Joe's all we want, but like their cheese section is pretty bomb, and it's not very expensive. Like the same cheeses you would get at a Whole Foods or like a fancy market for like 50% more. It's really excellent.
You know what's funny? You're saying that, and I was like, where have I heard that before? And it was on this very show.
Sorry, am I repeating myself?
No, it's true, and it can't be said enough. Is that they do, because I remember you saying that, and I went to the Trader Joe's cheese section like the day before, and I was like, he is 100% right. Trader Joe's has a great cheese selection.
There you go.
All right. So we're talking about bad grocery stores, going to bad grocery stores you could walk to. We're talking about Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
It might be time to broach the topic at hand.
Yeah, we've been dancing around it long enough.
Yes. Whole Foods 365. Not the store brand, but the store itself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start off by saying I did a bunch of research and I had a bunch of articles. I'm at my workplace, and I was doing a little bit of work at the time, and I accidentally printed Monday's news.
Oh, wow.
We're working on this, and instead of printing my research...
This is what's going to happen on Monday?
Yeah, I mean, it's Monday's news a few days ahead of time.
Okay. Let me get my Calci app out.
Do you want me to I can tell you what's in Monday's news.
Yeah. Run it by us real quick.
So we're recording this on Friday, April 3rd, and I actually printed out Monday's news.
Yeah.
We have the arrest of a guy who he evaded deputies out of the Big Lots Big Lots closed in Yakima Valley.
Oh my gosh.
So he had a warrant and he fled, and then the deputies caught up with him a month later.
Again?
Yeah.
It seems like they just arrested him last Monday.
Well, he didn't get arrested because yes. But I didn't plan on doing this for this. I noticed this like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, oh shit, I don't have my notes on me. We have a person was arrested with child sex material, of course.
Okay.
Where there's road work right by my fucking house, which is gonna really fuck up my partner's shit. Fine.
For how long?
All week long they're it's a 2-lane highway, Old Woman Springs Road, and they're closing the northbound lane, like literally the only way you can get to my house. So that's gonna fuck my shit up. San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors meeting agenda, Yucca Valley Town Council agenda, 29 Palms Planning Commission agenda. Wow, what's in the news for Monday?
That's written in like code. I was like, that's crazy.
But we are that was a little weird of a weird diversion. We are talking about Whole Foods 365, the stupid store that sucks.
Yeah, well, it's no longer with us.
Yeah, we're here to dance on its grave, I'd say.
Yeah. So, I mean, you and I have a personal connection to Whole Foods 365.
Do you want to start with yours?
Well, we used to live like right next to each other in Silver Lake.
I'll tell you. I'll dig right into it.
Yeah.
So I was living in the Echo Park neighborhood of Los Angeles, and I loved that I could walk to grocery stores. So I would go to... There's a Vons in Echo Park that is one of the worst Vonses of all time.
That is a crazy Vons. Like, it really is, like, dangerous.
Yeah, it's scary, and we know a guy who's almost been stabbed there twice. And
it's also, like, really cramped inside.
It's tiny, it's dirty, it feels dark for some reason.
Yes.
And it's in, like, an enormous parking lot. It's like... it's like isolated from everything. Like you feel like you're like, walking into a very like kind of liminal space, just going through the parking lot.
Yeah, it's on like an island.
Yeah,
it's in the middle of this like area in Echo Park.
What's the plateau?
It's like the prison island. And, yeah.
The Breath of the Wild plateau. It's like you gotta leave it until you get certain powers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I used to walk to that a lot, and then there was a Ralph's you could walk to that was a little further in Silver Lake. You walk up Glendale Boulevard to this Ralph's, and when I had the time and the effort, or if I was driving, I would go to the Ralph's because it's like just better. It was nicer. Yeah. It's part of who owns? Is it Kroger?
That's Kroger. Yeah,
it's Kroger.
That Ralph's also had really narrow aisles too. I'm thinking that
it was nice and it was good and it was well lit and it wasn't the best run Ralph's, but it was a lot better than the Vons.
Yeah.
So my partner and I decided to move in together. We'd been dating for 3 years. This house that we actually
Congratulations.
met. Yeah, well, in 2013.
Yeah, well, I never got to say it.
Thank you. I related.
Yeah.
But we dated for 3 years. We met in this beautiful house in Silver Lake, not too far from where I was living, just a mile closer to the Ralph's, I guess. And I was like, I'm gonna live near the Ralph's. I don't have to go to the Vons anymore.
Yeah, you're gonna live near the Ralph's.
So we moved in together to this house, walking distance from the Ralph's, and the month we moved in, they closed the Ralph's.
Yep.
This was 2014 maybe, I think.
That must have been almost the exact same time I moved into my place.
Right when the Ralph's closed?
Because I remember going to that Ralph's and it was gone. It just all of a sudden it was they're changing it into a new grocery store. And they had a pretty fucking quick turnaround on that thing, I will admit.
I'm going to say it was 1 year because I lived there and I was counting the fucking days until it reopened because I moved closer to the better grocery store and I was still walking my ass walking further through a more dangerous intersection to get to the shitty Vons. I was furious. I was pissed off.
Did you ever go to the Yum Yum Donuts right there too?
Yeah.
Or no, it was a Winchell's.
So I didn't go. If it was a Winchell's, I don't go to Winchell's. I don't.
Okay.
Donuts.
Maybe it was a Yum Yum.
Yum Yum is a chain too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big time.
I think it was a Winchell's. I used to go there on my way to work when I was hungover and needed breakfast really quickly. And it was awful. It was always horrible.
Adam, did you ever get to that Ralph's when it existed?
No, but no, I've been in 365, but not that Ralph's.
The Ralph's was I was reading the Wikipedia on 365, and I was like, oh yeah, we lived behind that thing for the entire lifespan of. We got the tail end of the Ralph's, then the 365, and then were you still there when it became just a regular Whole Foods?
I think it was still a Whole Foods 365. So. We should say, let's dig into the history of this a little bit. We're talking about Trader Joe's. Whole Foods, which was it's a high-end grocery store based out of Austin, Texas. They wanted to kind of known for being expensive. They wanted to capture the Trader Joe's market, I believe is the intent of the project.
Yeah.
So they opened up this first pilot store in Silver Lake where it used to be the Good Ralph's. They said, we've got this space. We're in Los Angeles. We're close to like one of the most
hipsters.
Yeah.
They're like close to one of the most famous Trader Joe's is. The Silver Lake Trader Joe's is like an iconic Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And they said, this is our Trader Joe's Buster. So it was all Whole Foods store brand things. So like in the way that Trader Joe's only sells Trader Joe's merchandise, like, repackaged things that have the Trader Joe's label on it, so too was like Whole Foods saying, this is our 365 brand. We're calling the store Whole Foods 365. We only sell our stuff. It's going to be cheap and it's going to be easy and have a convenience kind of focus like a Trader Joe's. Like Trader Joe's aren't that big. They're not that complicated. And like this was their attempt at doing something like that, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And it was like, it was meant to be, a cheaper alternative to, the bouginess of the Whole Foods. I think they were real. By that point, like Whole Foods had that reputation of being like the grocery store for rich people.
100%.
Which is funny because like reading about Whole Foods, I don't think that's necessarily how it started because it's like originally meant to be like a very health conscious, like small market kind of thing. And I mean, we can talk about the former CEO of Whole Foods a little bit too.
Tell me about him. I don't know that much.
Well, I read up a little bit on him because I remembered like a few years ago he had an interview with Reason, the like libertarian publication, where he said like wokeness and socialism were destroying America, and like they had pervaded every aspect of our daily life and like every branch of. He said that socialism was taking over the military, and I just was like, this guy's like, I was like, what is world is this guy? And then I like was reading more about his personal life and like the start of Whole Foods, and like of course he's like, I worked so hard to get Whole Foods. His dad was like some fucking like financier guy. Like,
Of course.
His dad did all the work and he dropped it. Apparently he was in college for like 6 years and never graduated. He's like Van Wilder. And then his dad just like gave him a grocery store, basically. Him and his girlfriend a grocery store. And then like the rest of it was just about how reading about him was like, he's a very like outspoken like vegan and animal rights advocate, but he's also like a firm believer in capitalism and like all this stuff, and like had some quote where he was like, I don't see why people should like, I don't see why people say like healthcare is a human right, like and when don't you think like housing is also a human right and all this stuff. And it's like, well, I mean, that's, yeah, you can have two ideas in your head at the same time. And I just realized, like, this guy's a complete fucking idiot.
I have a human right to spend $23 for a wild-caught scallop.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also a human right for me to be able to do that.
I'm like, this guy is just like any rich, like any person. He just happens to have a shitload of money. He's just a fucking incapable of having like a coherent like worldview. Where he's like, I'm a vegan animal rights advocate, but also capitalism is like the most perfect way to. He was like, I'm a firm believer in like compassionate capitalism was his whole thing.
He hates woke.
He hates woke and unions and stuff, and socialism is destroying our military.
Well, all right.
Which, you know, given current events, it's like it's hard to argue against.
So, Adam, you did go to the Whole Foods 365 while it was open. What was everybody's first impressions of the Whole Foods 365 when we checked it out? This is the first time anybody ever in the world went to a Whole Foods 365. That one in Silver Lake, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That was, I totally forgot that was like the flagship. That was the new one. We were pioneers.
Yeah.
We were fucking astronauts, man.
Katy Perry.
It was I thought it was like a jarring experience, but I felt like the store was really nice, and I was like, I guess expecting to spend a lot more, and it was like, you know, cheaper than a Whole Foods.
Yeah, I mean, I remember loving the promise that they were claiming. Like,
yeah.
Oh, is this going to be fresh food, organic, whatever? and it'll be cheap, and we'll have some stuff out on a pallet, and it won't be as immaculate as the Whole Foods, but you'll save money that way. Like, that's a nice promise. In practice, I remember also being really disappointed. Like,
Enormous disappointment. I would see the biggest disappointment of my life. They closed the Ralphs and opened a fucking really rotten ass grocery store.
Yeah.
It used to be a reasonable one.
Part of you might have read this too, but part of their cost cutting was, it was like, customers will take items directly off the pallets, and that's how we're gonna pass the savings.
but
on to
also,
you. Fuck.
Also, customers will like barcode their own produce or something.
Yeah.
I never did anything like that. Do you remember doing any barcode?
I do remember having to put in like the digits at the self checkout, but it's also like all of this shit was just so they could hire less people.
Yes.
So
That was how they were saving everyone money.
I really was enormously disappointed. This was like peak me. Like I would go to the Trader Joe's for lunch, and then I would come home, eat a lunch, and then when it was dinner time, like I'd walk to the Whole Foods 365 or take the journey to the Vons and like get stuff for dinner. And I remember my take on the Whole Foods 365 was it felt like no grown-ups worked there.
Yeah.
Like it felt like it was run by disinterested hipsters or children. And it was a fucking disaster. I really, really did not like shopping there. There was one time I went where they were out of garlic.
Yeah.
One time I went, they were out of beef. Like they were just constantly out of like, you can't have a grocery store that doesn't have garlic. You're fucked up. If you don't have garlic, you fucked up. If you don't have limes, you fucked up. Like I understand there are supply chain issues, but don't be a grocery store that doesn't have like a fundamental of cooking. Right?
Yeah. I don't think I particularly enjoyed or did much actual grocery shopping there. I think I still go to like Trader Joe's or Vons because it became quickly evident. And I had this reaffirmed recently. I went to do some like shopping for a meal I was making at Whole Foods, and like their selection just sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. You're spending so much money on stuff that just tastes like shit. And yeah, that was my experience there. And so it's very quickly became similar to Trader Joe's for a lot of people. It was like the snack store. And it was like a 5-minute walk to that place from my place. So it was like I was going there maybe once a day just to get a fucking can of like soda or something.
They had the hot bar or salad bar.
Yeah.
Which we've done episodes about the salad bar and the hot bar. We haven't done a hot bar episode, but salad bar.
Like the idea of the hot bar?
Yeah.
Or specifically?
Where you could get like, a slice of meatloaf and put it on a plate and get paid.
Oh, yeah.
Pay $7.99 a pound for it.
Oh, yeah.
But did y'all get anything from the hot bar, cold bar?
See, this is where you should go first because I have a lot to say about this. This is where you really you got to use the 365 hacks.
Okay, I cannot wait.
This is where you unlock why 365 was so good. And it sort of goes hand in hand with their not wanting to hire employees or pay them or hire anyone who like
gave a shit.
Which is whatever. Like you don't have to give a shit at your job.
No, not.
But like.
But well, just for the record, we're 3 people on this show who very much give a shit about our jobs, and
yeah,
we always do really good and go above and beyond all the time.
Yeah,
that's right.
But like, wait, eventually, like you let the you can only hate a place so much before you decide I'm going to just start doing my own tiny acts of resistance and rebellion against this place. So I would. Can I admit to crimes on this podcast?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've done it a bunch.
Yeah.
I stole so many. I was like, I needed like essential oils and stuff to make my bedroom smell nice. And I don't want to pay $12 for a fucking thing of peppermint oil. I don't even know how hard that is to make or get or whatever. But like, I don't have to give this money to Whole Foods to get this. So you just take a couple of those and put them in your pockets, and then you go over to the hot bar for dinner and you load up on like fucking 3 pounds of food, and then you ring it up as one slice of pizza and it's $5, and you do that for like months. And it's next thing you know, it's the greatest grocery store you've ever been to. But they were on my ass a couple times.
Really? They caught you stealing?
No, there was one time where I was like, I have to lay low a little while because I also don't know what they're like surveillance. Because at Target, they are like Target is like the nation's leader in like forensic science. Like they straight up partnered with like the police to like arrest like Black Lives Matter protesters and stuff.
They putting a target on everybody's back over there.
Straight up. Like if you you probably don't notice this because you can't see it, but they have like a little red dot on your head that they're like about to like take you out. As soon as you hit the threshold of like shoplifting becomes a felony, they're like tracking your every move. I had no idea what was going on at Whole Foods, but I would imagine it was maybe a similar situation.
I like the idea of you laying low.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, we gotta lay low.
I was ringing up a box. I had like you had the two boxes. There was the pizza box that was shaped like a wedge of pizza, and then you had the like rectangular box that you could fit pizza in. And I would do that. Like people would do that a lot because sometimes they would be out of pizza boxes. And so I would just take the rectangular box and fill it up with a shitload of food, like whatever was good from the hot bar that day. And then I'd go to the self-checkout and ring it up as a slice of pizza. But then they started hiring people to like monitor the self-checkout and like assist people. And there was this person who like just came up to me. I didn't need any help or anything. And like she just came up and was like, oh, I noticed you have like a hot bar thing. Like, can I like help you ring that up? And was like practically being like almost to the point of being like, I need to open that box to see what you have in there. And like I remember like she didn't ask that, but I was like, oh yeah, it's just a slice of pizza. And she's like, just a slice of pizza. And I'm like, yeah. And so like we ring it up as a slice of pizza, and I'm like the whole time I'm like fucking sweating. Like I'm about to get banned from my grocery store. It's like 5-minute walk from my place.
You know what the most suspicious thing about your story is? That anybody would eat the pizza from the hot bar at Whole Foods because
It's nasty.
sucks ass.
Why didn't you use the pizza box and then put the hot food in the pizza box?
You can't fit as much food in the pizza box. It's so flat.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, so after that, I kind of cooled it because I was like, maybe they're on to me and like telling somebody to. Also, that self-checkout line was a fucking nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole layout of the store was a fucking disaster. They were not ready. They did not pass the John Taffer stress test any day of the week because as soon as you got more than like 10 people in that place, the fucking lines were just like blocking aisles and like self-checkout was horrendous. I think they changed the layout like 3 times over its like 6 years of existence.
It was a huge shit show. Again, no grown-ups were working there.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the hot bar and the cold bar. I thought it was terrible. I don't think I was like, oh, there's like a new kind of vibe here. I could get some food for lunches maybe. And I always thought it was bad and overpriced. And I've never loved the Whole Foods food situation, like the prepared food. And the pizza's the worst of all. It's the worst offender. You'd look at that pizza and it's just like, it's just there to facilitate theft. I learned you explained to me the pizza now. I understand why it is.
That's why the hot bar is great. Because the food tastes like shit and it's cheap. If you know what to do.
Yeah.
Ordering from the secret menu.
I just the produce was very limited. This is the kind of place where like the thing I don't like about Trader Joe's is like the meat is all like shrink wrapped.
Yeah.
Like it's like not just prepackaged, but it looks like it just came from a fucking packaging plant and individually wrapped steaks, and it sucks. And it's like, it's not going to be that good when you go there and get the stuff. And Whole Foods traditionally has a good butcher shop. Mm-hmm. Like, say what you will about Whole Foods, but it's like a place where you can like give me like 4 chicken wings. Those chicken wings look good. Like not every grocery store has that, and the Whole Foods 365 is just like completely whack about that.
Yeah.
I used to get it wasn't all exclusive Whole Foods 365 stuff. I used to get LaCroix there. Mm-hmm. That was right when LaCroix was happening on the scene. What was that, circa 2013? I'm sure we'll do an episode about LaCroix.
Yeah.
But I used to get the big 12 packs of LaCroix, ripped to those. They don't sell 12 packs anymore. They've been shrinkflated to 8.
I'll tell you what's good at Whole Foods now, and I think this is the best seltzer on planet Earth. Their ginger flavored sparkling water. Have you ever had this?
Yeah, Nate loves that, right?
I think I turned
maybe that's what happened.
Yeah. But they are like, it's the greatest sparkling water, and I can only find it at Whole Foods. I mean, it's the Whole Foods brand, but I've never had like another sparkling water that was like exactly what. A lot of them are like close and good in their own way, but this one is straight up like, this is like the ultimate ginger flavored beverage.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I've got to try them. But before Whole Foods ripped off LaCroix, like LaCroix was popping.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to get the 12-pack and walk home with it. And I called what I had LaCroix arm. Because I would like, we're drinking a lot of vodka sodas. Y'all were hanging out with us at the time. We were constantly doing vodka sodas. And I would get a 12er of LaCroix every single day. I would carry it up the hill to my house. And
That was a big hill.
I feel it in my shoulder just carrying the 12-pack in the middle.
That hill, yeah.
And we used to say, I've since come around on it, but my partner and I used to joke, there's no bigger red flag about a person than if you see them walking out of the Whole Foods 365 with a 12er of coconut-flavored LaCroix.
Oh, coconuts, wow.
But we saw it on the menu of a bar in Silver Lake. It might have been the Silver Lake bar, or is there a place? The bar on like across from Black Cat in Silver Lake, but they had coconut.
4100.
No, not that one. The like, there's a restaurant inside of it.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But they had on their menu like coconut LaCroix and any liquor. And we were like, oh, that makes sense. It's a mixer. So we de-red flagged it, my partner and I.
I'm still keeping my flag girl.
I need an alcoholic beverage that tastes like sunscreen.
Yeah.
Adam, we and Julian lived over there, and it was like convenient for us. Why on earth were you at the Whole Foods 365? It sounds like.
Partly to check it out.
Okay.
Partly because I would come and visit my friends, so I would be in that part of town. So that's pretty much it. I remember being like, what is that? Let me check it out.
Okay.
And then there was that vegan restaurant that I did not like.
Oh, I'm dying to talk about this.
Oh man, that place. Fuck that.
I had the menu printed out, or I didn't print it out. By Chloe.
By Stores. It was so whack. I hated it. I was so excited to try it because I'm a vegan, and they were like, they promised everything similar to Whole Foods 365. They promised the stuff that I want. Good food, reasonable price, the stuff that you can't get that easily elsewhere. And it was whack. The food was awful, and it was not reasonably priced. It was overpriced.
That was the first place I ever went to that was like card only.
Yeah.
Like no tab. Yeah, exactly. I was like, fuck this fucking place.
Yeah.
Well, not every place does that shit.
Just to
Like-
give the context for it, so they were announced Whole Foods 365, and they said, and it's going to have a restaurant in the store, which was pretty innovative at the time for a grocery store to like have its own restaurant, at least for like a white people restaurant, white people grocery store. And my partner and I were like, it was really close to our house. We were like so excited to find out like what it's going to be. And when it was announced by Chloe, the New York vegan restaurant, we're like, first of all, we like vegan food, and we fuck with vegan food. But a place called By Chloe, there's sometimes you can tell when a restaurant sucks just by the name of it.
Yeah.
And By Chloe is a name of a restaurant that you could tell that sucks.
Yeah.
There was before you lived in Joshua Tree, there's a cursed restaurant spot on the highway, and we heard, oh, it's going to be an Italian restaurant opening up. We're like, great, there's not like an Italian restaurant in town. And they put up the sign, and it was called That's Amore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's going to suck. And when a place is called By Chloe, you can tell it's going to fucking suck, unfortunately. Sorry, Chloe.
Well, in that, that neighborhood too, it's like you can just tell.
I remember they had beet ketchup. That was their. You would get fries, and you'd be like, "Can I have ketchup?" And they're like, "Sure, we have our house-made beet ketchup." And it was fucking whack. It was awful. Like the fries were undercooked, of course, but the ketchup. I mean, who wants that? Nobody.
Wasn't it like By Chloe period too?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's how you know. When they start putting the fuck symbols in their shit, like whenever thing's like something plus something, you know it's gonna be fucking dog shit.
I have a small diversion.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the restaurant. It's on Silver Lake Boulevard across from L&E Oysters. It doesn't matter what it's called. It's like a very, we make, it's all like farm to table, which I like.
Yeah.
And it's known for having bad service. And I went one time and I had a beet juice Bloody Mary at brunch that I thought was the best like breakfast cocktail I've ever had. But it's not on the menu anymore. But just for a short amount of time, a beet juice Bloody Mary.
Sounds good.
Delicious.
I love beets and beet juice.
It's not that beet ketchup from By
Not
Chloe.
beet ketchup.
Okay.
Beet juice is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like, why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Can I have regular ketchup?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can pass the savings on to the customer.
So, all right, I don't want this to always be a confessional for me, but I think I started having some bad behavior at the Whole Foods 365 because I was going there a lot and I thought it was bad.
Yeah.
And this is right when I met you, Julian, through Highland Park TV, and I realized, oh, we're neighbors. We live together.
Yeah.
And I would see you a lot. I would see a few of our neighbors there. I know I've wronged at least somebody in your circle, but did I ever wrong you at Whole Foods 365?
How did you wrong? You don't have to name names, but I'm just like, no, I don't think
I was never an asshole. I was never a problem.
No. Well, I'm like very much a person. The thing is like, if there was ever a time you're thinking that I maybe perceived you as wronging me, like we ran into each other and didn't really talk or whatever, like that's like the most that I would like consider like a negative interaction that we might have had, but I can't even think of a specific time if that ever happened. But that's like, if I'm there and I run into somebody I know, if I'm at the grocery store and I run into somebody I know, I'm like, fucking, no, I'm just here to get some shit and like get out. I don't want to.
I ran into your co-host on Boys Bible Study. I hope it's okay to tell this story. I ran into Ash at the Bad Vons we were talking about.
Really?
This is when I was still living in town.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know Ash super well, but I know Ash from Highland Park TV a little bit.
Yeah.
And I saw Ash and I was like, oh, Ash, what's up? And Ash was like, I'm really, really high right now, so hello, I can't really talk to you. And departed.
That sounds like something that he would do when he.
I appreciated it. It was like respect to that.
Very honest about that stuff. It's very good.
I think so. I was really getting into cooking. I was like living in Silver Lake with my partner and cooking a lot more. And like, I think I scolded people a few times for doing hot bar stuff or getting like prepared things at the grocery store.
Like, I think we know.
I think one of I don't know if she lived with you or was a girlfriend of one of your roommates. Okay. She was around at Highland Park TV a lot. I saw her buy, this is a very specific instance where I saw her buying like, it was a plastic thing of like chopped onions and tomatoes, and it was like, or chopped onions and peppers or something like that. And I say, you could just like buy the onions and cut it yourself. You don't need to buy the prepared ones. Like I was like friendly about it. I wasn't like, you dummy. I was just like, oh yeah, you should. I was like trying to encourage people to get into cooking. And I realized like, oh, I sound like the biggest asshole in the universe right now. Yeah. Scolding somebody. Oh. I think I did that. That's the one I remember the most. I feel like I did that a few times because like, I never seen them sell like pre-cut onions. Like that's a Whole Foods thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why on earth would anybody buy that? It's not that hard to cut an onion. You could just go. This probably should.
No, it's true. I mean, I think we as consumers need to be reminded of that stuff because they invent the solution to the problem that doesn't exist, and then convince you that you need to buy fucking pre-chopped onions and peppers in a plastic container for more money than you would spend on the fucking thing. Like, and it's a machine. You're not paying for fucking labor. And somebody's chopping this shit.
Onions specifically get a flavor when they're cut and they've been sitting around a one. Yeah, just 6 hours. That's awful. So yeah.
I almost fucking flipped out on somebody at the Whole Foods once, and fortunately I didn't. But I was in a really bad mood.
And nobody would know. What was the cause?
It was like 2020, like early 2020, 2019, and I saw a fucking person wearing a shirt that said "Track Lives Matter," and I was just like, I was like, I should fucking just say like that shirt is just fucking completely. First off, all sports matter. No, I was just like, I was in a fucking bad mood, and I was just like, I didn't do anything, but like, there was like a negative energy in that fucking place. Yeah. And it's because they were trying to get people who were trying to save money. They're trying to get people who were like, conveniently walking there, but they were also attracting all these fucking rich assholes who were like, oh, Whole Foods, finally a Whole Foods. And it was just like a melting pot if they didn't fucking shut that place down, like there was a riot was probably going to break out because it was a dark place. I do miss going there a lot. I didn't yell at this lady, by the way.
I wasn't yelling at anybody, but I was probably
right.
But I probably, these people I was saying that to were like, I'm just trying to have a fucking quesadilla for dinner, dude.
See, I think that's fine. I think that's what you said.
I have a big regret about that's the one that sticks out of my mind the most, but I feel like I did that to a few different people before I realized maybe I should stop doing that.
No, it sounds like something I would also say. So I think we're pretty like-minded in that way of just being like, because I would appreciate if somebody said it to me.
Go buy an onion, you lazy bum.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can feel it's easy to fall into like it's not like ignorance, or it's not like you're not intentionally being lazy or whatever, but it's like it's easy to be fooled by these fucking CEOs of Whole Foods who are trying to combat socialism by chopping your onions for you and putting them in there and selling them to you at an exorbitant rate to save you 5 minutes of
I mean, I think Whole Foods 365 was the lazy man's version of Trader Joe's, which is certainly saying something.
Yeah.
Like Trader Joe's is already a pretty lazy place, but can we crank the lazy up to a little bit more on the lazy scale?
Yeah.
So we reconsidered Aldi a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, and I still don't really like Aldi all that much. But one of the things, they're clearly growing, and so they're doing something right. And what they're doing is pretty much exactly what Whole Foods 365 was doing and or trying to do. Putting stuff out on pallets, not spending much time rearranging the produce to making it look good, hiring 2 teens, having a big store that just has a bunch of shit and you hopefully will save money. So I don't know. I guess it's ironic or whatever. It's like they figured. I still don't like it, but they're clearly tapped into something because they're growing pretty fast.
I mean, 365 figured something out, and I think that is that if as long as you have the brand name, people aren't going to give a shit what you do. And I've honestly never noticed that stuff was I was pulling stuff off of pallets. And
I don't think I did until I read about it today.
Yeah, and I think that must save them so much fucking money.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I have some ideas, but
well, part is directing. They get a bunch of stuff that hopefully a lot of people will want. Yeah, and whatever bark thins, and people are not going to buy the other things. They're all going to get the same, and then they save a bunch on that.
Aldi figured out how to save even more money. They don't even put the pallets in a place. They just leave them in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah.
Well, so all right. Well, just real quick, I want to hit. Because you mentioned it earlier, I don't know how many Whole Foods 365s actually opened up.
Not a lot.
Was it 9, maybe?
I think it was 12.
12. I had it in my research that I didn't print out.
It's crazy. It had such a huge impact on our lives.
Yeah, and again, I do think the impact of it was outsized when we're talking about the legacy of it is Aldi's taking some big notes from it. But I felt like they were chasing me a little bit because they opened one where I went to college in Claremont, downtown over in Upland, and then they opened one in Long Beach, which is where I'm from. You said they opened one in Bloomington.
They opened one in Bloomington. I was long gone by that point, but it was I was shocked to see that. They tried to open one in Bloomington, I believe.
It didn't make it because
Amazon.
Amazon bought them, and then a local market opened a second location there. So it was, if anything, it was as much of a success story as you can get. Was this fucking evil Whole Foods and then evil Amazon didn't get their grocery store there. It remained a local business.
So let me just say this. So this is from the Wikipedia. Although there were as many as 22 365 stores under various stages of construction by early 2017, they all stopped once Amazon bought.
Wow.
Or once the news that they might be acquired. They all just stopped. So it was still a small amount, but they were going to open a whole, including the Indiana one that they mentioned. So, yeah.
And look, for me, it was a huge fucking failure. I really found it dismal and hated it. But if you go to a Whole Foods now, and again, you can say Aldi learned a lot of lessons from Whole Foods 365. I would say that they took the Whole Foods that exist and all newer Whole Foods actually a little bit closer. They all took a step back. The 365 model is still has its presence. They've scaled proper Whole Foods back down to your Whole Foods 365s and made them worse than the way Whole Foods 365 was.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean, look, I'm not going to a lot of Whole Foods, but the last few times I've been into a Whole Foods, I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, obviously Jeff Bezos bought it and Amazoned it up, and they're trying to get like Target and trying to get up there with their weird surveillance shit and tracking.
You can pay with the palm of your hand. What the fuck is that? Who in their right mind would opt into that?
Chakra, man.
It's yeah. But it's drawing your fucking life force from you. Which the state of the, God bless you guys for doing this podcast, because the fucking, it's so crazy how we're nearing our, 250 of this great nation of ours.
Just a few months away.
And we have not figured out the fucking grocery store situation. It just gets worse and worse and worse, and there's less and less of them. And when you say they're fucking building 22, they're building like 10 more 365s, and then Amazon is like, we might buy you. And they're like, stop building the grocery stores. We can't sell you food until we figure out if Amazon is buying us. It's like, what the fuck is going on, man? Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or not to get political.
No, but it's shitified. It was a bad idea to start, and they said, well, let's bring this bad idea around to more joints.
Yeah.
I do have to ask, another innovation of Whole Foods 365. I think it was the first like grocery store I remember having a bar in it.
Yeah, didn't they had like a wine bar or something?
Yeah, there was
the Gelsons also down the street
I
from.
I think that the Whole Foods 365 had it first.
I don't think that's true. I think the Gelsons had the bar first, and then 365 was building the bar.
Okay.
Because I remember when the Gelsons bar opened, I was like, I never went there. Or no, I went there one time, and it was just fucking miserable. I went there at like at 4 p.m, and it was just the most awkward experience.
That guy.
Spent it really. Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That was an iconic place. Like Neil Hamburger was doing shows there.
Yeah. Patton Oswalt would always film it.
Pod Shores there.
Oh man, that's crazy. It's so funny to open a bar at that grocery store, and immediately all of the comedians are like, we're doing comedy shows there.
I have some weird Gelson's news. I didn't know if it was going to bring it up. This is breaking.
I believe Gelson's is also Kroger.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was independent, but I wouldn't stake my life on that.
That actually seems right. But
that it is independent?
No, that is Kroger. But I'll check it up while you do this.
Some friends are in LA are having a party today, and they said, "Oh, can you come out?" I said, "I cannot come out." And they said, also happening today at the Silver Lake Gelsons is Serge Tonkian from System of a Down.
Whoa.
He has a coffee line, and he's doing coffee tasting from 3 to 6 p.m. today, or 3 to 5 p.m. And they said, if you come in, we could all go get coffee with Serge Tonkian. A lot of people have said that I look like Serge Tonkian. I've portrayed him in a Highland Park TV video. There's a shirt floating around town of me wearing a towel, and a lot of people wear it, and people say, "Oh, who's that on your shirt, Serge Tonkian?" And right before
coffee shop in Glendale now.
My friends are mad that I was not able to go, and so I believe they did a AI image of me taking a selfie with Serge Tonkian in the grocery store. They sent it to me like minutes before we started recording this. I really don't like it.
They did you dirty. You look like Mick Foley in that.
Yeah, you look like
that's
dude.
Cool. That's
very rude.
Great.
Not the first time I've been AI'd. Also, unfortunately, first time I've been AI'd.
Hey, AI'd ya.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd ya. That's a good pickup line.
So, you don't live in Silver Lake anymore.
No, I live in Garvanza.
All right,
which is basically Highland Park.
But do you miss the days of the Silver Lake Whole Foods 365? Was that a salad days for you?
I drive by it every so often, actually.
It's a regular Whole Foods.
It's a regular Whole Foods now, and I just I don't really feel anything except for talking about it now and thinking I used to go there all the time. I went to a Whole Foods recently in Pasadena to return a package. because they have the Amazon drop-off centers there. That's like basically the only thing I use Whole Foods for anymore, except for the time that I stupidly bought like cooking stuff there, and I was like, this is awful. But I just remember being I had this wave of nostalgia because I went to the self-checkout and I heard the little recording of the woman go like, please use the pin pad to complete your transaction. And I just remember I've heard that like hundreds of times standing in that self-checkout area at Whole Foods and hearing that every 3 seconds from every person that was doing self-checkout there. And it made me really nostalgic and miss like the days of getting fucked up and walking down there and buying like 3 things or like a fucking the giant Rice Krispie treat that they have and hearing her say like, use pin pad to complete transaction.
So I want to say 2 things.
Okay.
First of all, Gelson's is independent. It's not owned by.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, there you go.
Win for Gels.
He's owned by.
Yeah, it's not owned by.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, so 365 was open in May 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Highland Park TV, I think, started in March or April of 2016.
Okay.
So inexplicably,
Wow.
Highland Park TV outlasted Whole Foods 365.
So amazing.
And you know what?
By the skin of our rotten teeth.
I'd left LA, I think in 2017 or 2018, but like as soon as I left, then Whole Foods 365 closed.
Yep.
And like I feel like
we
it's
lost Jef.
tied with my time in Silver Lake.
Yeah.
I did go back to, I was staying with a friend who lives in Los Feliz, and he's like, I got to go to the Whole Foods, like, and he usually goes to, lives close to the Albertsons.
Yeah.
I've been to the Trader Joe's and the Gelson's with him, but he's like, this time I just have to go to the Whole Foods for whatever reason, so I went with him. And I said to my partner, I'm coming back to the desert today. Can I get anything? He says, I'd love to cook this one dish. Can you get me like 1 Italian sausage? And I went there because it's a bad butcher shop. I had to buy like a 4-pack of bad Italian sausages, and they look disgusting in their little shrink wrap thing. And I like wish I could just get them wrapped up in a butcher counter like I can do at a normal grocery store. Like,
Yeah.
I went back and I was like, I'm disappointed by this. They don't have the one Whole Foods thing that I like to get, a jar of duck fat. Like anytime I'm at a Whole Foods, I'll get the thing of duck fat because I like to cook potatoes in it. They didn't even have the fucking thing that I wanted that I go to Whole Foods.
Slathered over your body.
Yeah, I like to I lay out in the sun. My little yellow Speedo and just cover myself in duck fat. I like to confit myself.
So you didn't have any feelings for it.
I look, every time I walk past it, I take a selfie in front of it. It's a very important part of my life. But I think it sucked. And I remember the friends that I made along the way at Whole Foods. You, Julian, yes. My Whole Foods friend.
So sweet.
Julian, your former roommate, who Jef yelled at.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's how you should have introduced me, a Whole Foods friend.
Yeah.
Julian. Yeah. You know that Albertsons in Los Feliz is the first grocery store I ever went to in LA.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
not when I moved here.
great
Yeah.
either. That's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's better than the Vons in Echo Park, but it's like, it's teeny, it's tiny, it's a little cramped.
Yeah, but I do have a nostalgia for it.
You had like a piece of hay coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, I was fresh off of the fucking hay wagon. Yeah. Rode my pig into town and said drop me off at the Albertsons. Let's start looking for work there.
Any final thoughts? Anything we want to hit? All right. Julian,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us. If people, well, you should talk about your video game. We haven't even talked about the video game that you just put out.
Yeah, I'm a writer on High on Life 2. It's out on all the current gen stuff. So PC and Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever. I don't like promoting myself, but
Very
casually mentioned that everybody worked very hard on.
Also did a bunch of
I'm
voice
on the writing
in it.
staff. I do some voice acting. Yeah, and check out Island Park TV, which is a fun collective of stuff. Unless you had other questions about the video game.
Boys Bible Study. as
Boys
well?
Bible Study
Yeah.
too. Yeah, Scott Nash and I's podcast. That's a fun one. What else is there? That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess I can promote that. April 21st, I believe, in Los Angeles at a secret location. So you'll have to figure it out yourself. But I will be doing a 25th anniversary screening of Freddy Got Fingered. 25 years old this year.
Okay, I've never seen it. I'm scared to watch it.
It's an amazing movie.
I love it.
It is. I think it's really good. Yeah. So come check it out if you can figure out where we're doing the screening.
And if people can follow you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, they can find me on LinkedIn. That's about it. I don't have a social media footprint. I don't even have burners or like what do you call it? What is it? Finstas. Yeah, I don't even have that. So don't go looking for anything. You can find me on LinkedIn, and that's it.
You have a pretty wild LinkedIn presence, right? I actually have been looking forward to telling people to follow you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, but I don't.
Is that secret? You don't want me?
No, it's fine. I mean, it's just the amount of effort that I put into it is really not worthy of the praise.
Okay.
It's just I just get fucking bored and just I'm gonna put some weird shit on there. That is a weird fucking website. Let me tell you what. But it's like, that's not like my, I don't know, whatever. There's probably people who, let's just end the episode.
This has been Clean Up on Aisle podcast. I'm Jef Harmatz, joined as always with Adam Fligsten. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. I love you. Goodbye. I love you. I love you. Thanks. Sorry, I'm so bad at promoting myself.